What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about TAZ and a guide on how to actually play the newest character to the Multiversus roster. TAZ is a very interesting character, and in my opinion, with a little bit of time I've had with him, I've come to one conclusion. This character is nuts. But let's talk about it. In terms of what TAZ is actually capable of, turn him to recovery real quick. TAZ dishes a lot of damage very fast. He's a very snappy character in nature, as you could probably tell. So we're going to take it step by step, going through his entire moveset, and then I'll probably give my general impression on where I find him to be in terms of relative strength to the rest of the cast. TAZ's neutral air. TAZ's neutral air is pretty much him eating from a pot and I guess throwing up. That's what it looks like to me. And so, as you can see, this move has considerable knockback and you can follow its momentum in the air as well. So you can either do this and hold forward or backward traditionally. And we'll talk about that mechanic in a little bit, because that's probably one of the craziest things about him real quick. But let's get back into it, right? So, when you think about this, right? It's nothing that special, but the fact that it has so much knockback, especially at higher percents, makes it so that it's a really good tool, not only for covering your backside and front side, but just generally putting opponents off the stage as well and creating that stacking effect. And to be honest, let's talk about this passive a little bit. From what it seems as though if you hit some of TAZ's attacks, you actually end up putting this passive that builds up over time the more you land attacks on your opponent, which then causes them to turn into a goddamn chicken. So let's peep game real quick. This is just me throwing out attacks, and that meter is building up. When you are the chicken, the only thing you can do, straight up, the only thing that you can do is dodge and jump. So TAZ can still relentlessly attack you while you are the chicken. That is crazy. That is so crazy. It makes absolutely no sense. And to be honest, I think it's one of the scariest things about this character, period. So he can actually heal himself as well off of biting you, especially as you are the chicken. That is nuts. So with that passive and knowing that he can actually heal himself from certain attacks and of course turn you into a chicken off of just hitting you, a defenseless chicken at that, you already know that this character is something special. But we got to talk a little bit about his overall damage output as well. Forward aerial is actually a bite attack. It's a chomp. Doesn't do too much percent, but still has decent knockback. And so basically it's really fast. The range on it isn't too big, but it's snappy. And because it's so fast and snappy, you can actually catch people off guard. But the hitbox is a little strict, so you have to make sure that you space it accordingly. But I do think it's like a generally alright move. I think it's okay. Compared to the rest of his kit, it's pretty tame. His downward aerial is actually a tornado spike. And so right there, you can actually combo off of this too, if you actually spike them into the ground. But of course, when you spike them in the air, they're going straight down. It's very strong. And so I fear something like this is going to be super duper good to just use at the ledge like this to guard people from just coming back. Or of course, if you want to go deep, you can do that too, because he is going to make it back. He has such good momentum in the air that there should be no issue with him making it back to the stage, even if he decides to be aggressive. Next is going to be his upward aerial. My man is putting together a sandwich and you're getting clapped. Literally. That is his upward aerial, and I think it's super duper good, especially because of the fact that you can combo into it. So especially if someone's a chicken too and they're defenseless, you could just straight up body them. Because I've used the move so much, it now has attack DK. But it's very, very solid. Has a long range too. The fact that he's clapping that long sub sandwich together, you already know it's catching people off guard. So you definitely want to use that to try to get as many horizontal kills as possible. Getting back right into the thick of things, let's get into the grounded attacks. His grounded attack on the ground, I want to say this is his grounded downward attack charged up. He does like a little leap. Looks like a little frog or bunny leap in my opinion. But if you do charge it, especially when they're at a higher percent, does a good amount of damage. But if you don't charge it, it's just this quick little jump. Good move to just knock away people very fast. I call it pretty much a disruptor move. It's not going to be your go-to move unless you're trying to relieve yourself of pressure, like someone is overwhelming you or your partner and you just want to get in there real quick and knock them away. In terms of his other grounded attacks, his forward grounded attack is the Salt Shaker. Salt and pepper, baby. My man is cooking it up in this kitchen. And right there, it's just a 2-hit attack. But if you continue it, it leads into a tornado attack that has the ability to kill at higher percents. It's a super duper solid attack. And I actually really like it. I like it due to its range and just the creativity of the move overall. Nice little 3-piece combo with a biscuit. Now, the thing is, you can't really cancel this part of the attack, the first and second part, until you finish the second part. So once you throw this out, you're actually really committing to it. So keep in mind, you are only going to be able to jump or dodge after the second part of the attack is done. His upward grounded attack is literally the same as his upward attack in the air. His upward normal. It's this sandwich attack. Straight up. That's it. But of course, you can clap someone up, lead them into the air, and then try to go for a follow-up, depending on their percent. But even if you can't go for a true follow-up, just having your opponent above you in a game like this is already good for you because it puts you in an advantageous positioning. And you want that for certain. You want your opponent to have to try to land versus you. His neutral grounded special attack is him drinking out of a bucket and throwing up. Just a pot throwing up. That's... I'm sorry, it looks so silly. But that's generally what he does. He's just coughing up all those ingredients. But it also, of course, lends to the passive of turning that chicken debuff on. And of course, as you saw, the little green sparks, he can heal himself as well. Lots of utility all around in this kit for this crazy character. Let's talk about special moves. His neutral special is literally bite, but with a twist. You can actually spit people out in any direction you want, whether it be upward, forward, backward, or even downward. Now, if you catch someone in the air and you decide to press down, it'll spit them down onto the ground. So just keep that in mind. I think that's super duper sick and allows for some actually creative edge guarding when you have someone off the stage. You can also chew with neutral special. You don't even gotta immediately spit out. So you can get a few chews in and then actually spit them out. Getting into the next option that TAZ has, you can actually tornado people. Like, actually tornado people. Check this out. And so, this tornado is super strong. You can get hit out of it too, so don't think it's just this invincible move that nobody's going to be able to deal with. They can smack you out of it while you're in the tornado. But if you actually happen to hit them beforehand, well, you're seeing yourself just how strong this move can be. Let's actually up the percentage just a bit more to see what it looks like while not being used over and over and getting weaker and decayed. It's that strong. From the ledge, you get sent flying. Now, the crazy part about this is the longer you hold it, the more you can actually stay in the tornado. And as you saw with the way I went off stage, that move has so much potential to be insane off stage when trying to actually snipe early kills with an edge guard. Even just putting this move at the ledge demands so much respect and patience from your opponent, because if they end up jumping or air dodging into it, they are going to go flying. This is the other move in his kit that I think is absolutely nuts and has the potential to actually be something insane. Super duper good move. I love this move so much. His upward special actually turns him into this big cloud of him just wailing around the entire time. It's a big hitbox, combos into itself, and of course sends the opponent flying on impact. And last but not least, the down special. Just another barf move where he shoots a projectile at you. It looks like a pretty much eaten apple. A good zoning tool. Definitely like a decent zoning tool. You can just keep spitting at your opponent to keep applying more pressure and more pressure back to back. You can also combo off of it as well. Let's talk a little bit about his two special perks. The Iron Stomach. After TAZ eats a projectile, he will burp an anvil instead of the projectile he ate. So let's see how that actually happens. We're going to eat that sandwich. We're going to burp this right out. and we can actually pick it up and throw it as a projectile, and it looks to be very, very strong and has multiple uses before it actually disappears, which is very interesting. I think I really like that perk a lot. Next up, we have the right back at you. TAZ's tornado and the buff it gives his allies will reflect incoming projectiles, but the tornado moves slower. So let's actually see what buff it would give our team partner if we decide to use this. It also makes them reflect projectiles as well. That's so cool. But the tornado moves slower, but it retains kill power still. So while it does move slower, it has multiple uses, and I like that reflecting property, especially the fact that it gives it to your partner while maintaining the same kill power it had before. So two very useful perks, special perks at that, to craft the way that you prefer to play TAZ. It's very nice. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this quick TAZ guide. This is a pretty faster guide than the other guides I've done before, given that he's a new character, and I have a lot more to experiment with, so I kind of kept it a bit baseline, but hopefully this is also helpful for you as well. Not to mention, or overall, I think that TAZ has the ability to be one of the best characters in the game. I think he's a very, very strong character, and I can't wait to actually see how he performs this time around in the alpha test. I think he actually has what it takes to hang with the Harleys and the Arias, so I want to actually see if that comes true. Be sure to tell me what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow me on all my socials, and let me know if there's another character you would like for me to cover. This is NAKAT. Take it easy. Peace out. Deuces.